of our discussion board posts, but I have hopefully broken it down in a way that is very easy to understand. So in the Power Flower discussion board, the first step you are going to do is you're going to post your completed flower power handout from last week to the discussion forum. You will be broken down to small groups of 3 to 4 peers due to the sensitivity that can come with how the power flower may make some feel. So please make sure you find your section you've been assigned to and be kind to yourself and others. So really remember that netiquette lesson we had at the very beginning of September, and remember that, there is no space in this course for negativity, bullying, or any kind of harm or hate. So be mindful and cautious as you move forward. And if you run into any questions, please reach out to me. I'd rather you reach out and ask what may feel like a silly question instead of potentially finding yourself in a very confusing situation. So the first thing you're going to do in your small group area is you're going to post your completed power flower from last week. Step number 2, in your small group, you're going to count up the number of inner petals that match the outer petals of the flower for both you and your group mates, and analyze these results by answering the questions found in the 3 sections below. So in personal social identity, you're going to count how many inner petals are different from the dominant outer petals, and then answer these 2 questions. For group social identity, you're going to compare your power flower to others, answer these 2 questions. And then for the 3rd section, you're going to answer this question here while noticing who has the fewest matching petals. While you're doing this, you are making a rough copy of your post, and in no way should you be saying, well, I've noticed that Jimmy only has 6 matching petals where Sammy has 10 matching petals. That's not what we're doing here. You can say things like, I noticed that the large majority of our group has this many matching petals where there's only few that seem to be unmatching. This could be because, really taking that critical theory approach, okay? In step number 3, this is after you've posted your response to the questions from the 3 sections above. Once again, not using names or identifiers. You need to create in your small group a final thoughts area to answer these 5 questions. Yeah, 5. So question 1, how can we help one another acknowledge and understand each other's perspective despite where we are in the power flower? So really, how can we look at this in a critical way to understand different influences our society has put on us based on things such as social hierarchy, culture, etc. Question number 2, how can we use this newly formed understanding to help us move forward towards a more equitable society within the classroom and outside in our communities? Question 3, whose responsibility is it to balance these inequalities? Is it the higher ups? Is it our government, or the people in power in our societies? Or is it us as a collective, as a society as a whole? Question 4, how can we use the awareness to facilitate change where change is most needed, understanding where it's most required? Really kind of think back to the different theoretical perspectives we just went over, like conflict theory, social constructionist theory, all that stuff. How might these results influence your attitudes, behavior, and perceptions in the future? Okay, so really, how should you approach posting? I've broken it down into three posts. So your first post you will make is sharing your power flower results. You're going to look at others in your group, see what may be similar or different from your flower, and then you're going to start your rough draft of the answers to the questions from the 3 sections. In your second post, you're going to post your responses to these 3 and see where your peers, see what your peers had to say and start a discussion. So you should respond back and forth with 2 different peers 2 times. So your conversation should look like this with 2 different individuals minimum in your group. So it'll be your peer's original post, your response, your peer's response to you, and then you again. So this should be on 2 different people. So if you do one for Jimmy, you need to do one for Samantha as well. You can't just do this for Jimmy. You need to have 2, okay? And then the third section, You will work as a group to create a final thoughts conversation section. So this should be started by one person in your group. And this is the space where you'll answer the questions from number 3. So A, B, C, D, and E here. You should have a minimum of 2 posts of conversations. So similar, obviously I can't spell, there we go, to the second post. So you should have 2 posts of conversation. So doing this once, showing your final thoughts of the Power Flower experience. So in total, you're going to be posting 8 times. You're going to have 2 original posts and then 6 responses or conversational based posts. Okay. So what you will see under the discussion board section for this is it'll say Power Flower discussion board. Group 1 is so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so. Group 2 is so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so. And I'll have the conversation started for you. And then your group will get in there and do their thing, okay? If you are confused or have any questions, please, as always, reach out. Remember that I'm available for Google Meet one-on-ones during my office hours, which are posted on our main page for our Brightspace classroom. And I also have one Google Meet option at 3 p.m. that you need to arrange ahead of time with me to make sure that I am available. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know, but I'll let you get started.